We begin with breaking news here at 11. The Orange County bookie connected to an illegal gambling operation linked to Dodger star Shohei Ohtani is heading to prison. About an hour ago, a judge sentenced Mathew Bowyer to 1 year and 1 day in prison. The bookie at the center of the major gambling scandal involving the former interpreter of Shohei Ohtani is heading to prison, as you just heard me say. Good morning, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano. Mathew Bowyer was sentenced just about an hour ago, and NBC4's Hetty Chang has been in that courtroom all morning. But prior to this, Hetty, you spoke with him earlier this week. What did he tell you ahead of today's sentencing?
Well, Annabelle, good morning to you. You're going to hear more from my in-depth conversation with Mathew Bowyer in just a second here. But first, I want to go with the sentencing that just came down about an hour ago. Federal Judge John W. Holcomb also ordering Mathew Bowyer to pay restitution of $1.6 million. Restitution which Bowyer and his attorney say that he's already paid. And he must also enter a Gamblers Anonymous program after he finishes that 1 year sentence. He'll likely serve it in Long Park Federal Prison. I want to go to some video earlier of Bowyer arriving in the federal courthouse. He arrived about 30 minutes prior to his scheduled sentencing to dozens of local and international media with an entourage of, I would say, a few dozen of his family members and his friends, all here, they say, to support Mathew Bowyer. Prosecutors say Bowyer ran a worldwide illegal gambling operation to which Ippei Mizuhara placed 19,000 bets with Bowyer. Mizuhara admitting to stealing $16 million from Shohei Ohtani to pay off his gambling debts. Bowyer and his attorney speaking with media, again, local and a lot of Japanese reporters here just a few minutes ago.
If you do something wrong, you can't enjoy all the perks and all the good things and all the illegal activities you're doing and then not expect something to happen.
Again, on Tuesday, I had a chance to sit down with Mathew Bowyer in his San Juan Capistrano home. We talked about his regrets. He told me about his illegal gambling business, which he told me he's been operating for the past 25 to 30 years. And I asked him about when he met Ippei Mizuhara in 2021.
That's really what I was. I was a CEO of a big corporation. It was just illegal.
For 25 years, Bowyer says he ran one of the biggest illegal bookmaking businesses in the world. Of his 1,200 clients, it was one who thrust Bowyer's underground gambling operation into the worldwide spotlight. This is a photo of the poker game where he says he met Ippei Mizuhara in San Diego in 2021.
Do you regret meeting Ippei?
Yeah, I mean, I do, because he's in prison. And I even though we weren't close friends, I hate to see someone in prison, you know, for 57 months and ruining his life.
At any point did you think, okay, to question whether this was Ippei's money or not?
If you have a gentleman that's paying you $500,000 every 2 weeks and seems to be very happy with the service, and you're making a lot of money and everybody seems to be happy, I don't need to know where he's getting his money. I mean, that's not my business.
Yeah, about a year ago, Mathew Bowyer pleaded guilty to 3 counts of money laundering, filing a false tax return, and, of course, operating that illegal gambling business. Again, just about an hour ago, a judge sentencing him to 12 months and 1 day in federal prison, and he's expected to self-surrender on October 10th. We're going to have much more on my interview with Mathew Bowyer on later editions of NBC. We're live in Santa Ana. Hetty Chang, NBC4 News.
And Hetty, before you go, I know that prosecutors had said that he took wagers from more than 700 bettors. What do we know about those people?
Well, we do know that Bowyer, after he pled guilty, he took a plea agreement and he is cooperating with investigators. Federal investigators and agents raided his home. This was back on October 2023, and they seized a lot of his cell phones, his laptops. So I know that federal prosecutors do have a lot of that information. But Bowyer told me at one time he was making about $1 million a month, and he had clients upwards of about 1,200 clients from all across the world.
Goodness. All right. Developing story, of course. Hetty Chang, we look forward to hearing more of your coverage. Great work out there.